Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the Funimation dub of episode 54 of Dragonball Super. We begin this episode with Future Trunks undergoing some image training in order to prepare himself for the next time he confronts Goku Black. Bulma is continuing to make the necessary repairs for the time machine, and she also gets to see Pilaf's rather impressive computer programming skills. Soon enough, Goku, Beerus, and Whis all return to Universe 7, and they tell everyone who's at Capsule Corporation right now about their trip while they're all eating a meal. Whis recaps that Zamasu and Goku Black's energy signatures are similar to each other, but Zamasu's energy signature is not nearly as malicious as Goku Black's energy signature. Zamasu didn't seem to recognize Goku when he met him, while Goku Black, on the other hand, seems to be quite familiar with Goku. And Zamasu was unaware of the time rings when they were brought up in conversation, and all of Gowasu's time rings are accounted for. Having said that, though, Beerus still thinks that there is a possibility that Zamasu may somehow become Goku Black in the future, taking into account all of the time traveling that's been going on. Goku, on the other hand, though, says that Zamasu didn't strike him as a bad person when he had his sparring match with Zamasu. After the meal is over, Beerus and Whis return to their home planet, and Bulma tells Goku that Piccolo and Krillin had left some time ago. And Vegeta actually tells Future Trunks that they should get some training in while they have some time before the time machine is complete. In Universe 10, on the planet of the Kais, Gowasu notes that the tea that Zamasu has just made tastes off compared to the tea that he's had before. And Gowasu is also observing a new species on a planet called Babari. The species are known as the Barbarians, and Gowasu notes that their violent behavior is quite troubling. Zamasu says that they should just wipe out the species right now and be done with it. Gowasu is quite horrified that his apprentice is thinking like a god of destruction rather than a god of creation, and he suggests that they actually observe the progress that the Barbarians will make by using the time rings. So the two Kais head to Babari, the planet, and Gowasu proceeds to explain how the time rings work. The time rings will allow the wearer to temporarily travel into the future, and keep in mind that Goku Black traveling into the past a few episodes ago was an abnormality that happened because of outside circumstances. The time rings don't normally allow one to travel into the past. And Gowasu also mentions that the green time rings are the results of alternate timelines, when someone went back in time and changed history. So that's what the green time rings are and how they differ from the silver time ring. And lastly, Gowasu also mentions that only a Supreme Kai can use the time rings, and that means that someone would have to wear very specific Patara earrings in order to use the time ring. More specifically, they have to use the earrings that are exclusively for full-rank Supreme Kais. So, in order to allow Zamasu to use the time ring with him, Gowasu temporarily promotes Zamasu to the rank of Supreme Kai. And he allows Zamasu to wear one of his, Gowasu's, earrings. However, Gowasu makes a point to warn Zamasu that he should put the earring on the same ear that Gowasu's other earring is on. So in this case, the left ear. Because Gowasu mentions that if they were wearing the earrings on opposite ears, it would result in the Patara earring fusion, which would be permanent. So Zamasu keeps this in mind. He puts the earring on the same ear that Gowasu's other earring is on. And for the time ring, the wearer would have to say the number of years they want to travel forward into the future. In Zamasu's case, he has to touch the time ring as well and say the number like Gowasu. So they travel to 1,000 years in the future. And we do see the Barbarians are starting to have some semblance of civilization. Like, they've made some rudimentary shelters and they know how to use fire. But they still do seem to have violent tendencies. And Zamasu thinks to himself that this just proves his point that the multiverse is doomed to not be peaceful as long as mortals exist. Now, back in Universe 7, we're in a forest that's near Capsule Corporation, and that's where Vegeta and Future Trunks are going to have their sparring match. Goku can sense the sparring match, and he actually heads there with instant transmission, and he actually brings Bulma with him so that she can watch the sparring match too. During the sparring match, Vegeta reveals the Super Saiyan Blue form to Future Trunks, and Future Trunks manages to piece together that Goku also has access to this form. And Future Trunks thinks to himself that with the Super Saiyan Blue form that both Goku and Vegeta have, that means Goku and Vegeta should be able to take on Goku Black without any difficulty. And Future Trunks thinks that means that it doesn't matter how powerful he is. But Vegeta makes a point to tell Future Trunks that he should always be weary or be prepared for any future threats beyond Goku Black, and that Future Trunks should continue to strive to grow stronger. By the end of the sparring match, Future Trunks does manage to land a single hit on Vegeta, and he does thank his alternate timeline father about his point about growing stronger, because Future Trunks now has he says that he will strive to grow stronger now. And that means, the next scene takes us to Beerus's planet next. And we see that Beerus and Whis are preparing to have another meal. But then they get a call from someone, and they soon find out that the call is from Grand Zeno, the Omni King himself. And the episode ends with Zeno telling Beerus and Whis that he wants to see Goku again. So we have ourselves Future Trunks having I guess you could say it is bonding, at least to Saiyans. Yeah, a training session would be considered bonding to a Saiyan. So yeah, we do get to see Future Trunks bond with Vegeta. And it's a nice way to show us the difference between how Vegeta and Future Trunks interacted with each other back in DBZ compared to now in Dragon Ball Super. And while Vegeta was rather harsh in his usual way, he still brought up a good point about how Future Trunks should still strive to grow stronger. And Future Trunks did take that lesson into account. And so yeah, I did think the training session was a nice way to show how Vegeta and Future Trunks' bond with one another has grown compared to when they first interacted back in DBZ. And this episode also did have a bit of lore to it. We did get to see a little bit more of Universe 10, and not just with the gods of Universe 10, but we did get to see some mortals from Universe 10. And yeah, Barbarian is very much meant to be a reference to Barbarian. And yeah, the Barbarians were very much barbarians, which doesn't help Zamasu's views on mortals. And we did get to hear a little bit more about the time rings. Like, we did get to hear a little bit of how they worked when Beerus and Whis brought them up after Goku Black's arrival, but we did get to hear a little more about them. And we did find out that there is a difference between the silver time ring and the green time rings besides color. The green timeline, or the green time rings represent alternate timelines. So that does open up the possibility for someone with time rings to travel to alternate timelines. And Gowasu made a point to mention that, or re-stresses that only Supreme Kais can use the time rings, because you need to have the Patara earrings of Supreme Kais, so not apprentice Supreme Kais like Zamasu, and I would imagine not assistants of the Supreme Kais like Kibito, because Kibito had Patara earrings too, but yeah, he's not a Supreme Kai, so that once again reaffirms exactly how only Supreme Kais can use the time rings, so it adds to the mystery about how Goku Black is using the time rings, even though he very much seems to be Goku in some capacity. And again, this is obviously for viewers that are going in watching the dub without any knowledge of what's going to happen in the sub version. So again, it adds to that mystery for new viewers or viewers who are going in blind, so to speak. And well, Bulma's continuing to make repairs for the time machine, but it looks like they're getting closer. So we should be getting back to confronting Goku Black very soon. So it'll be exciting when they get to confront the villain of the saga again. And the episode ends with the return of Zeno, the Omni King, and he wants to see Goku. And we did see Zeno seemed quite fond of Goku when he met him towards the end of the main storyline of the Champa saga. So yeah, it's safe to say we're gonna see Zeno again in the next episode, and it'll be interesting to see what else we'll learn about Zeno. Again, assuming if you're going in blind, you haven't read the spoilers or haven't seen ahead of the dub. So there we go. So overall, yeah, I did enjoy this episode. I liked how Future Trunks got to bond with Vegeta. I enjoyed learning more about Universe 10. And yeah, it will be good to see Zeno again and see what he's been up to since the Champa saga. And yep, there we go. As of now, we have discussed the Funimation dub